you seen Short Circuit 2?
No, I haven't.
That song is in that movie, and there's this part where Johnny Number 5 is just running across. And it's so sick, man.
Gotta be fresh from the vine.
That's a good montage song.
I need a hero.
That's right, man. No, good. Keep doing it, man.
No, you don't want to hear
the
anymore.
whole time while I do the intros. Very far, top right corner, guys. It's going to be Team Liquid's very own Hero. As of late, not doing so well in the Premier Division. He's actually lost a few of his matches that he's come out to. Most of the time it's been NsHOSeo. In the bottom left corner, it's going to be NsHOSeo's very own Brave. PvP action on the way.
Yes, and I apologize, guys, for any lack in my abilities of observing today. We're on a different computer than we normally are, and the way this one's configured, it is very difficult to observe compared to the primary one, so I apologize if things are a little bit jumpy. Blame me. Just blame me.
Fix this one too, man. Let's put the mouse just up top.
Yes.
And that way we can do some product placement, if you will.
Ooh, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, man. Get it in people's heads here. So, PvP, most likely on this map, a lot of the time you're going to see a lot of Blink Stalker harassment. It's just what PvP has turned into. You go to Blink Stalker, you get your opponent, you go for Robo, and then from there you try to outplay them. Brave does have a tendency to have a really quick killer instinct, especially in PvP, I feel like. So there is a strong potential that he could go for that, and Hero will be forced to defend. But Hero does like his Phoenix, especially in Heart of the Swarm, and he's been trying to use them a lot in Wings of Liberty. Yes.
And PvP can become very interesting through the mid-game, too. I mean, if either of these players decides to go for, let's say, 1K Robo Expand or 2K Robo Expand or something like that, we could have market differences in how they approach the mid-game. But you're right. I mean, there's so much cliff line to abuse. Robo plus Blink equals, quite a bit of harassment potential, and I wouldn't be surprised to see anything but that. Although I am a little bit surprised to see no players going for the double gas before Cybernetic score.
Yeah, that's really interesting here. It looks like they just want to have their options available, as it looks like Hero always getting proxy gated. He actually had the probe going on the third, just going to look around for any type of fishy stuff. I swear, every PvP he's in, he has some kind of aggression in some way, some form coming at him in a best-of-3 series. But Hero will get the scout on now. Went the longer route, and the same thing here for Brave. Both players just want to get a tad bit of a feel for what their opponents are going for, as they do finally have the second assimilator happening. Yeah, that's right. And they're actually not all that far apart. I think 10 or 15 seconds, something like that. And Brave has a little bit higher gas income at the moment. That'll represent about a 30 gas advantage for him. So we'll see if that gets poured into any sort of early technology or early sentries. For now, though, Hero just getting a look at his opponent. Warp Gate technology starting for both players, and neither's really tipped their hand as to what sort of future tech they'll go for. Though we do have a second gate about halfway done now for Brave. Yeah, Brave actually has a pylon in the bottom left corner of his main, which again is where you normally hide your tech that you want to go for. I believe Hero did see that pylon as well, so he's aware that some potential hidden tech could be there. It also is a huge indicator of one-base play. And the same thing here for Hero in the top left corner as well. There's going to be some kind of one-base play opening into potentially an expansion later, but we're going to have aggression first. All right, 3 Stalker opening now for our players, or I should say for Brave, who does follow this up with a Twilight Council, so very likely we're going to see that Blink here in just a second, especially with the number of Stalkers he's already started. But Hero setting up nicely for anti-Blink Stalker defense, that robotic facility after the first gate, depending on if he wants to expand here or if this is just going to be for a little bit of unit production for a while. Get out a couple of Immortals nice and early, and that pretty well shuts down any Blink Stalker play on this map. Yeah, certainly. You get that Immortal out, and then you want to try and get an expansion up against Blink Stalker. If you can hold against Blink Stalker, get your expansion up, and lose maybe 5-6 probes, then you're in a really good position to take over the mid game, and where your opponent's kind of forced to sit back and try to outplay you. So we'll see what the plan is for Hero as time will progress. We do have the Blink being queued up for Brave. He has not followed up into a Robo quite yet. Actually, yeah, I still see a Robo on the mid-map whatsoever. No, he does not. You are correct. He's really wanting to do this Blink Stalker aggression. He actually has units outside of the natural as well to prevent any probes from coming in and scouting. So Brave will now start moving across the middle of the map and just hope to get a nice Miracle Blink into the main. But here's the thing. Hero decided to go for 3-gate Robo now. That, if he doesn't expand very soon, is going to occupy all of his resources moving into unit production here. So he's got 1 Observer out, but he's already started Immortals. And if we see subsequent Warpins off of all 3 of these gateways, this is going to be very difficult for Brave to try and get anything done against. He does finally have that Robo on the way, so he will be able to blink into his opponent's main, but, I mean, look at this. There's still, what, 35 seconds or something like that left on this. Oh, Hero's actually going to lose a Stalker here, or forced to retreat with 1 after taking some damage, but he does pick up on the fact that there could be some aggression headed his way. But, I mean, if we think about it, by the time an Observer makes its way across the map, we're already going to be 2 Immortals in for Hero. Yeah, he's going to have a lot of firepower available to him now. And it's a good thing he said that Stalker as well. Brave did a really good pincer maneuver trying to snap it shut. Yeah. Because the 2 Stalker's blinked in, and Hero was getting some free damage on it, and then another one came in from behind. And if he would have able to stay there for a couple more seconds, Hero would have lost his Stalker, but he retreated perfectly.
Look at this, and Hero is actually putting this pylon in a perfect spot where his Observer can allow for a warp in of a couple of Zealots, and that's all he needs to do. If he ever feels like he stabilizes up at the front, then he warps in a couple of units behind.
Yeah, it's also a good scare tactic as well to make your opponent potentially miss a blink out of the main.
Oh, very true,
Get mortal damage on there. You get a couple Zealots in there, and their attention becomes focused on their main, and then you can just deal with a couple of Stalkers, and he may miss a blink. It's really intelligent here from Hero.
Oh boy, and there's 3 Zealots making their way in right now at the same time that Brave is trying to get an idea of what's going on up at the front, but look how quickly the Immortals deal out damage to those Stalkers, and now we have a force of a warp and back at home, and that's all that he needs to do. I mean, Hero is managing this just so well.
Yeah, Brave was getting a little bit on the aggressive side to start moving forward, and he left that Stalker there, and a Stalker dies as Zealots, and that shouldn't really ever happen. The multitasking is so important here for Brave, and he's just not doing it as well as he would like to. In fact, where's his Observer at on the map after we get rid of these Zealots?
Let's find out. Is this
there
it?
There
it
we go.
is.
Finally the way. So he can't even put aggression on yet. He got lost of that Observer. It was in the middle of the map and finally started moving it towards his opponent main, but that whole aggression from Hero really allows Hero to get a little bit more stronger here. More Immortals popping out and getting his own blink as well.
Yeah, that's right. And running just a probe around the side to check out what's going on. Looks like this pylon is going to get picked up on pretty quickly here. No, Brave actually running away for a second as he sees more Zealots running into his main, so I don't think he's picked up. Okay, no, he did just barely see the edge of it, so we'll be able to deal with these Stalkers and then, with these Zealots and then kind of head on out. But I really, really like Hero's position here, I have to say.
Yeah, Brave's getting wrecked, to be honest with you. Brave is now bringing all of his Stalkers back to that third to deal with the pylon. All aggression in Hero's base has been completely thwarted. Behind this, he can get ready for a really strong aggressive push because he has 27 to 12 Harvesters, and he's going to do so, starting to move out. Needs to be careful for the counterattack because there are a decent amount of Stalkers for Brave overall.
That's true.
But it looks like he's actually decided with that Stalker starting moving across the middle of the map, but he's going to go ahead and go for an expansion.
Yeah, and that's not a bad idea, honestly. I mean, Brave is, well, he's got pretty much everything moving across the map now for one more big coordinated attack, but if he can't get any damage done now and an expansion actually goes down for Hero, it's going to be devastating for Brave. So he's going to make his way up right now. Hero trying to position his forces to greet the Blink Stalkers here momentarily. The Observer is up on the high ground. He really wants to pick off that Observer and almost gets it.
Oh, did he get it?
Yeah, Brave actually got Hero's Observer.
Nice. So Hero just immediately jumps out to go ahead and engage, and he's hoping that Brave will miss micro this, but Brave does a good job of leaving one Stalker left and then coming around to deal with the other 3 Stalkers. Hero does blink back into the main there, but the trade was actually a little bit better for Brave.
Yeah, it was. There was a little, I mean, once that Observer got picked off for Hero, he wasn't able to pick off his opponents. He had committed a lot of forces up to the front. He was already taking damage from the Stalkers. And kind of made the interesting decision to walk some of his units around the side and blink about 3 or 4 Stalkers on the left, which were the ones that actually got killed.
All right, so Hero's going to start moving across the middle of the map. Going to leave a few units to deal with these Stalkers. And as time does progress, he will have a few more units than Brave. Going to greet them with some Stalkers, and he's actually pulling his units back. I would actually be really okay with Hero just going for the pure aggression on his opponent's main. But he keeps pulling back. He's just really scared of that counterattack potential.
Yeah, and actually that's just it. Yep. Brave is going to GG. Hero takes game number 2 here. Kind of an unsatisfying conclusion there because Hero would have won a big engagement, but still that ties things up.
Brave knew where he was at, man.
Yeah.
He knew he got wrecked with those 3, 6, and then became 6 Zealots that got into the main. They did way too much damage in terms of probe kills, and they just forced Brave to really not be able to put any aggression on. He had to pull back eventually and deal with that pylon. Just really nice play from Hero, and a lot of players actually wait to put those Zealots in till they're sure that they can hold off any Stalker progression that comes, but he got the Zealots into the main before any aggression came his way, so he was able to throw off Brave completely. It was really well done.
Yep, and without those, because in that sort of an engagement, had those 2 Zealots actually been, or those 3 Zealots been back at home to defend or something like that, they're not as valuable as they are on the offense, pulling the next warping of 3 Stalkers into the main for Brave, so it was actually more advantageous for them to have him up at the front anyways, or preventing more Stalkers from being able to be there in the coordinated attack. Because I think one Immortal ended up getting picked off that entire time for Hero, but other than that, he held it fantastically. So guys, we are going to run to a commercial break now. When we come back, it'll be time for game number 3 between Team Liquid and NsHOSeo. It's actually going to be Jockji coming in next.
Bringing out the big guns. Let's do it, guys.